But yes, thank you for having me today.
No problem. You're here to suffer through this direct with me. Commentate through this direct with me, of course. Yeah, again, it just seems like Kingdom Hearts-esque. You'll just be traveling to the different Disneylands or the different Disney IPs.
I was gonna say this. This just looks like the poor man's Kingdom Hearts. I swear. And it's very good pickup if you like puzzle games, really.
Yeah, and it even had I believe it had minor references to Morgan Freeman. Well, I nearly said Morgan Freeman. Gordon Freeman. Okay, guys, Morgan Freeman does not appear in any of these Portal games, so don't hold me to that. But Gordon Freeman. Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's OutlawClient here, back once again this week for another episode of the weekly podcast zone. Now, for this week's episode, we're going to be covering another direct. Last time we covered the state of play, Sony's state of play, and that was a pretty solid direct. Well, pretty much Sony's equivalent of a direct. But anyway, for this week, will Nintendo have a just as solid direct mini? Spoilers alert, certainly not. But we will cover it anyway. And speaking of Wii, this week, Taku Star couldn't make it. I think he's very busy. I haven't heard back from him in a while, so I think he's very busy. But for this week's episode, I have with me none other than NamzeHD joining me on the mic. So NamzeHD, how's everything going?
Hello everyone. Hello. You may have seen me pop into Outlaw streams on various Smash occasions. Yes, I'm happy to be here. I was free, so I don't mind jumping on the podcast. But yes, thank you for having me today.
No problem. You're here to suffer through this direct with me. Commentate through this direct with me, of course. But anyway, I'll just jump right into the direct because there are quite a few games to cover. So anyway, starting things off, we had Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the Monster Hunter DLC that was advertised first. So they started things off with the Capcom's heavy hitter. And I believe this is the Sunbreak DLC, which will be arriving, I believe, in July. I might have to double check those dates, but pretty much it just showed a lot of CGI and gameplay, showing off some of the new areas that you'll be exploring and some of the new monsters, alongside some of the new costumes, and pretty much just, new is the name of the game with this trailer. And in addition to that, at the end, they showed that Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak will be consistently supported with different updates. So there was an August, autumn, winter, and it said to be continued in 2023. So they definitely have plans to support this game in the long term. Me personally, I don't really have too much experience with Monster Hunter. It looked like a solid trailer, but I mean, Nams, how did you feel about this Monster Hunter trailer? Did it really catch your attention, or?
I have no idea what this game is. I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm more of a PlayStation, Xbox sort of guy. I've never.
Yeah, that is very true. I should have mentioned that as well. I mean, I know this is the third party direct, it's not Nintendo first party, but of course these are titles that will be appearing on Nintendo consoles. And Nams, again, he doesn't really play too many Nintendo games, so
But I would say it's I haven't been living under a rock. I know what Monster Hunter is, but it looks alright, I guess. I mean, it's not a turn-based game, is it? It looks like
so it's like a live action. It's kind of like I was gonna say Xenoblade Chronicles, but I'm not sure if you. I don't think that means much to you. But no, it's practically you can run around and hunt monsters. Maybe Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2. That was like the GameCube title. Very similar to that in a way. So yeah, you can freely control your character. It's not turn-based, luckily, but it does what it says on the tin. You just hunt monsters, and I believe it's Capcom's highest-selling series at the moment. I mean, in terms of individual titles, I believe Street Fighter 2 still holds that title. But at the moment, Monster Hunter is on fire. It's Capcom's best-selling one. So yeah, I agree. I'm in a similar vein with you. I don't play Monster Hunter. I barely know much about it. But hey, I've looked at Capcom's Street Fighter 6 at the moment, and they seem to be going all out with that game. So I think we have Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter Moolah to thank for that, because it's been making so much money recently. But that was Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and actually no, the update I believe is coming in August, so August 2022. So you guys don't have to wait too much longer if you're looking forward to that. So moving on from Monster Hunter, we had NieR Automata, and this is the End of YoRHa edition. Now, again, NieR Automata was a game that came out quite a few years back. It's been re-released, various other versions that's come like to the Xbox, and pretty much just updates, minor updates for the game. But this one, from what I can tell, it does seem to be the standard NieR game, but just with a DLC expansion. I might have to double check on that later. But one thing that they did mention is that this one will have Switch exclusive costumes. So during the trailer, you can just see certain costumes, like they're in all white costume, and there was like a fox mask, like traditional Japanese fox mask. But that game is coming out on October the 6th of 2022. This is, again, traditional hack and slash game. But yeah, Namze, what do you think? I've yet to delve too far into NieR Automata, but I have just brief experience. What did you think of the trailer anyway? Did it entice you to get this game?
No. But what I will say, it looks a lot like... it gives me very Metal Gear Solid Rising vibes. Yeah, I mean,
definitely the same genre.
Cool. Yeah, 100%. I mean, if it plays anything like Metal Gear Solid Rising, then it looks cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Not too much. I've heard about this game before. I think there was like a demo for it or something that I watched. It looks like a solid game. Maybe I would say that I think it would be a game that I would play once or twice, and then never pick it up again. So, but yeah, it looks cool. Not too bad.
Same here as well. I mean, I have this, or last time I checked, I had this on Game Pass, and I had it downloaded. But every single time I went to play NieR Automata, I caught Ninja Gaiden out the corner of my eye, and I ended up playing that instead. So, I mean, I will get around to playing this game eventually. It says it has nothing but positive impressions from what I've heard about it so far. But that's NieR Automata coming out on the 6th of October. So yeah, the End of YoRHa edition coming out on the 6th of October this year. So next up we had Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Now this is the first game in the Direct that I have absolutely no clue. Well, I'd never heard of this game before, but from the looks of it, it's like a mystery puzzle style game. It looks like, just based on what I can see in the trailer, it's got like an interesting cell shaded style, a lot of like crime and detective stuff. It also looks like it has PS1 graphics at certain points, so that's kind of crazy. But I think that's their their art style that they were going for anyway. But Namze, what do you think? Are you into these type of detective games? That was Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I
don't mind detective. Actually, I do like murder mystery films, and I do like detective, games. Something like L.A. Noire or something like Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
So, but I think this is just, it has the puzzle element. It seems to have like a sort of like static camera element. To
exactly.
it as well.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. I wouldn't mind playing it, but it's just I don't have much patience for puzzle games, to be very honest.
Yeah.
So again, I probably won't play this, but I might watch like a walkthrough of it or something.
Yeah.
But, I might get bored after the first episode of it, but it looks decent.
Yeah, same here. Nothing's really grabbing my attention. I can't see myself trying it other than, as you said, a playthrough on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But that's Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I don't really have too much else to say, and that comes out in 2023. So next up, this is a game, one of the first game on here that I've actually played, and this is Super BomberMan R, which, funnily enough, Takustar was the one who lent me, or he came round and I played a little bit of this game at his house. But this is Super BomberMan R2 from Konami, coming out in 2023. So based on this, I can't really tell if it's a story mode. I mean, Bomberman is Bomberman, you can't really, it doesn't really change much from, laying bombs around the side and, avoiding it and so on. But just from what I can see on this trailer, it seems like you can place your own custom maps and stuff, which looks quite interesting. There's one screen where it has like turrets you can place and blocks and stuff you can place. So it seems like this is like one of the first Bomberman games, or at least in my memory, that you can customize, and it looks like a ton of fun. Like you can play it with friends as well. All Bomberman games are online with friends, and I've had a pretty good experience with all Bomberman games, except Zero. We don't talk about that one. But apart from that, seems like classic Bomberman gameplay. You can't really, and again, you can't really go wrong with Bomberman gameplays, as I said, unless it involves the word zero in there. But yeah, Nams, how do you feel about this trailer? Does it seem interesting to you?
It's definitely very nostalgic because I remember like us playing Bomberman years ago, and I think it has all that same formula where companies just take an old game and they kind of like revamp the graphics and add new features, and just make it a lot more like exciting, I guess.
Agreed.
I wouldn't mind playing this. It had very fun moments, getting the upgrades and making I think the bomb length longer and stuff like that. And so it looks cool.
You can't go wrong with a bit of Bomberman.
It's true.
But I will mention that if anyone is interested, Super BomberMan R, the first one, did have a bit of a story mode, so they added in a bit of humor and certain stuff that might take away from the gameplay for a bit. So just be warned, you have to sit through a bit of story modes. Although I think in an update they made it so you can skip the cutscenes. But either way, that's Super BomberMan R2, which I'm just happy that to see a Bomberman game coming back again. I thought that series was done at a certain point, but no, that's Super BomberMan R2. So moving on from Super BomberMan R2, we have Megaman Battle Network Legacy Collection, and this has a ton of to be honest, guys, I've never actually played a Mega Man game apart from maybe 5 minutes of Power Battle, like an arcade game, which isn't the traditional platformers. But anyway, this collection actually has the Battle Network series, as the name suggests. So there's Mega Man Battle Network, the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and again there's like a few different versions of 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's like 2 versions of both. So I believe they've got like a Pokemon Red and Blue type situation going on with a similar game, but different variations. But they've mashed all of these games in one in a giant collection. So I'm guessing that Mega Man fans will be pretty interested in playing these games, because a lot of these games span like more than a decade old. So yeah, I can imagine that Mega Man fans will be looking forward to that one. Nams, any experience with Mega Man, or what do you think of this trailer? Does this catch your interest?
I hardly have any experience with Mega Man apart from Smash, to be very honest with you. But like I know Zero and I know Mega Man, and that's about it. So, but yeah, like you said, if any nostalgic Mega Man fans out there, I guess this is a game for you. I guess it has a lot of variations, so it's hopefully the price isn't too heavy on the wallets there.
Exactly. But the price has got to be right.
The only gripe I have is if it's like a turn-based game, I'm not too excited. I'm not too fond of turn-based games, to be very honest with you, because I'm not a fan of strategy. I just want to get in there and get out. So if it is like a strategy game, I probably won't be playing it, let alone watch it anyway. But again, if you're a Mega Man diehard fan, I guess this is something right up your alley.
Yeah, and I have to admit, while I don't have too much experience with the Mega Man games or the Battle Network games especially, I do know that some of the earlier ones do have like turn-based elements in there. I don't know about the later ones, but so this might not be the game for you, Nams. But I'm sure Battle Network fans will have plenty of games to look forward to here. And that's coming out in 2023. No exact date specified. So anyway, after that we had Pac-Man World, a repack. And I don't know about you, but I've had enough of this cheese wheel after being smashed around by him in Ultimate. But anyway, no, this is the Pac-Man World game, pretty much remastered from what I can tell. And I know this is fondly looked at by fans, or there are big fans of this franchise, so I can imagine that they'll be excited for that. But yeah, myself, I've only seen a little bit of gameplay, and it looks all right. It looks, Pac-Man platforming with a little few mini games here and there. The trailer looks like they've put a decent amount of work into restoring it. Again, I just have brief slight memory of what the classic one looked like, but it definitely looks much better than it used to. Nams, any thoughts on this trailer?
Again, it looks all right. I think there's always going to be a soft spot for games like this. For such an iconic character like Pac-Man, who's been around for many a decade. again, I think any diehard Pac-Man fan would love to play this. It seems like it has a lot of elements, like 2D, 3D elements. Has like I think a run and gun section with the airship or wherever it is, and all these different very enemies and so on and so forth. Decent graphics and whatnot. So again, I think if you're just a genuine Pac-Man fan, I think you would enjoy this. To be honest with you, just to take like a simple concept of like a Pac-Man chasing, getting these little pips or whatever. I know,
right? They do. Oh man, they changed it. Like, come on, it doesn't even look like the same character as he was in the classic games. It's kind of crazy.
The only like somewhat DLC for Pac-Man back in the day was like Miss Pac-Man, and that was that. So yeah, they've taken like a simple concept and they've just kind of just added so much to it, so it looks really good. It looks good for what it is, actually.
It looks all right. They're giving that cheese wheel. They're giving him way too much power, putting him in an airship like that. So as long as it doesn't come to Smash, I'm happy. But I mean, down with Pac-Man. The cheese wheel is a menace. But yeah. Anyway, so next up we had Blanc, and this is or Blanc. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but anyway, this is a game that is kind of like what's the game I'm thinking of? Like Unraveled, pretty much just like a co-op style game. I can't think of the other one that was pretty big. It won Game of the Year, but it looks like a co-op 2-player mini puzzle platforming style game. Interesting art style, cell shaded, and I have to admit, any cell shaded art style has a soft spot in my heart because it usually reminds me of the concept. It helps me understand the concept, such as in Jet Set Radio, the Jet Set Radio games. So I always love a bit of cell shading. But it seems like a puzzle platforming game. It's set in like a wintry environment, but not too much of it that we've seen so far. But looks all right, I guess. How about you, Namze? Any thoughts on this one?
I think this is going to be one of those games. Yeah, it definitely is like a co-op based heavy game, co-op puzzle game. It's sort of like, reminds me of
It Takes Two was the one I was trying to think of.
Yes,
the name of it. It Takes Two.
Yeah, you start off in prison.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh, that's Oh man, that's another one actually. It's maybe by the same same guy though. I can't remember what it's called, but you play as the brothers, don't you, or something? Great. Yeah, it's like one guy is well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Yeah. But it looks cool. It looks very artistic. It looks very mysterious. I feel like there is at the game that I'm thinking about, where you start off in prison with the two guys, like it might have like a twist ending or something. But I like how you sort of have like the yin yang effect, because it's like the deer, I think, is like it's white and most of the background is like white, and then the dog is just like black. Yeah. They got the contrasting colors art style. Yeah. So both of them stand out pretty well. Exactly. Even like the logo itself is very enticing as well. So very stylistic, as you said. It's got like a specific art style. So that one is Blanc, coming out February of 2023. So quite some time away, but hey, you guys, you got plenty of time to rewatch that trailer if you're really into it. Anyway, so moving on, we had Return to Monkey Island, and this one, again, I've seen a little bit of footage of some of the classic ones, but I know this one is a huge fan favorite game. So pretty much they just got a lot of bit of gameplay. Again, this is another stylized game where you can see that it's like a 2D art style. They look a bit different, like as I said, more stylized and papery, I guess. Maybe I don't know if that's the best word to describe it, but they kind of look like paper cutouts. Whereas with the older games, Monkey Island games, they're kind of just like not as papery, I think. Not the best description here, but hey, that's the best I can do for now. But Return to Monkey Island, from what I've heard on the previous games, they were mostly known for their humor. So I know this is another LucasArts game. It seems that it's still being developed by LucasArts, from what I can tell from the trailer. And I know some of the writers, like Ron Gilbert, Dave Grossman, and Tim Schafer, they were widely, like, they have a huge following for their writing, so it's usually a pretty funny experience. I don't think we saw or heard too much of the commentary in there, so hopefully those writers are still there. But I think it looks, I can't really tell too much from it at the moment. Nothing's really standing out to me too much, apart from the paper art style. But Nams, how do you feel? Any experience with the Monkey Island games, or how does this trailer look to you?
The only experience I had with Monkey Island was playing Force Unleashed.
Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but in Force Unleashed, there's a reference to the main character, and you can actually play as the main character in Force Unleashed as a costume.
Serious? I didn't even know. This is news to me, guys.
And he appears as like, I think he's in the second game. Yeah, I think it's in the second game. I think it's in the second game. One of the two games, Force Unleashed 1 or 2. But he appears as a statue. And then I think if you go up to it or something, you unlock him as a costume. So that's literally the only connection to Monkey Island that I know. Other than that, I have no clue what this game is about. What's the main character's name? Like Guy something?
That's a very good question. I can't tell you either. I honestly can't remember much. But let me see. So you got the adventures, the secret of Monkey Island. I think that was the first one. Let me see. So that's it. Guybrush Threepwood.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah. So you unlock him as a skin and Force Unleashed, and that's literally the only experience I have with this game. I've never played it. I don't know. Is it like a puzzle game or something? Or
it's like a point-and-click adventure, and it's usually narrated. There's like a lot of humor in there as well. So it's a very similar case to you. I think I've seen a little bit of YouTube footage of it, but apart from that, I don't really know like the ending or anything of the game. But again, the main selling point, or the point that draws a lot of people to it, is just the humor. So if they've got good humor, then I'm pretty sure the fans will be happy. But again, I think it's not you can't really tell too much from that trailer so far. So yeah, but that was Return to Monkey Island, which is just slated to release in 2022. So yeah, sometime this year, I guess, if it follows up with what they say. But you know how it always goes. We talk about it, and then next minute it's delayed. So I mean, I'm going to keep my mouth shut now. But yeah, that was Return to Monkey Island. So after that, we had Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and I think this might have been Nintendo's big game of the presentation, because I was gonna say this was supposed to be a third-party direct, but I mean, I see the plumber, and this, he's looking like he's pretty much the face of Nintendo. So I don't know if can we really call this third party? Well, I guess Ubisoft are developing it, so I'll give him a pass on that one. But no, it's the Rabbids are back again, and to be honest, I'm still salty that the Rabbids had a crossover. The video game version of the Minions had a crossover with Mario first before Rayman, the original series that the Rabbids came from. But to be completely honest, I've heard nothing but good things about the first game and its DLC, its Donkey Kong DLC, because again, it's like a strategy style game, real-time strategy. And yeah, just again, as I said, a lot of people say that the only negative point was that it was too short. So this is something that more fans will have access to, a sequel, which I'm sure a lot of fans were waiting for this one. And to be honest as well, when you look on the Wii shop, this game is always in the top 20 bestsellers. So for all the years that it's been out, it still remained as a very, very popular game. And one thing that Nintendo advertised was that the new feature that apparently you're able to move around before you shoot your weapons. So I think they had a segment where Mario ran into the enemies, and then you get a few extra attacks and so on. So it does seem like they're adding a few new things to the battle system. But again, this is a game that I've only very briefly touched on, so I can't really comment too much about the differences. But I think it looks like a solid game, honestly. As much as I'm bitter about those Rabbids getting in there first before Rayman, still looks like a pretty solid game. But Namze, how do you feel about this one?
It looks alright. It looks alright. I think with most of the Mario games that are like 3D, you're always gonna get this sort of like high quality stuff, and with the inclusion of the Rabbids, there's always gonna be that silliness included as well. I see Mario be taking a page out of a Star-Lord's book. It's got two blasters.
Oh man,
it's got two
Mario
blasters.
with that Star-Lord tutoring session.
Exactly. But I remember, I think this game was delayed, right? I think it was. Was it supposed to come out last year or something?
Well, they did announce it last year. I'm not too sure about the release dates, but yeah, it was definitely announced quite some time ago. So this is the first new bit of information that we've had from it in quite some time. So it definitely feels that way, to be honest. Even if that isn't the case, it definitely feels like it should have come out a long time ago. But either way, this is the first bit of new information we've seen in quite some time. So
again, it looks decent. Again, it's strategy game, so I will not be touching this. But I guess seeing, as you said, it's like one of the top games. I guess a lot of people like this, the style and how it's done. It's not just like a simple, hit the enemy and then run away. There's a bit of animation in there and stuff. There's a lot more detail to be appreciated. And yeah, it generally just looks decent. It looks alright.
Yeah, it looks solid. It looks, as you said, they have that high quality standard. I mean, Nintendo are already really strict when their main IP, the main plumber himself, their poster boy is in another game. So yeah, it does look pretty solid. And again, that game will be releasing on the 20th of October. The pre-orders have begun today. And in addition to that, tomorrow there will be a Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope showcase. Actually, I'm saying tomorrow. I have no idea when this video is going to be released, so I'm just going to say the 29th of June is when they'll be releasing that direct. I mean, have I got my dates right? There we go. Yeah, I nearly quoted the wrong month then. But yeah, if you guys want to see some more before the game releases, then you'll get that another showcase, which I don't know how long it will last for, but it's 5 p.m. UK time, and yeah, you'll get a bit more information about the game then. But yeah, as I said, October, that'll be coming out in October, so you don't have to wait too long for it. So moving on from sorry, did you have anything else about Mario and Rabbids you want to say, or is that about it?
Nah, it's like a click and point sort of game. Yeah.
It's like real time strategy in a way, but I guess just based on the new trailer, it does look like it's like a point and click RPG or something. These game title genres are getting even more specific by the day. Like, it's insane. A point and click real time strategy dating sim next or something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, you guys won't have to wait too long for that one. Now, next up, this is a game that I've never heard of this one at all. This one is called Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. Now, it looks like a 2D side-scroller game, but it does seem to have elements of like RPG elements in here as well. Again, you play as a little girl, or she looks like, I don't know, chibi style, so I don't know if it could actually be a grown woman. I have no idea, but just based on the style, she just looks like a little child. And you get all these it looks like little cards of monsters that can assist you in battle. I don't know. I don't really know too much of what this game is about, but it looks okay. Not up my alley, but I don't know. It looks interesting. Namze, any thoughts about this one?
Not really. But I think what are we?
All right. Namze, not really. That's all we need. That's the quote. That's all we need.
what I would say, it looks like it's just like a simple, well, not simple, but a decent 2D side scroller. It looks like they have a lot of combos in it. So what I would say, it might appeal to people who like that sort of like speedrunners. I would say, who like that sort of not getting hit run, or bringing out some good combos and bringing out like a deadly finisher, or I don't know. That's literally the best I can think of right now.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like there are like these little monster cards and stuff. And again, I don't know too much about this game, but it seems like you can like summon them at certain points. So as you're saying, I'm guessing if you can get the right like card loadouts and stuff, you might be able to speed run through it quickly. But again, the trailer doesn't give too much information, and I think this is like a 30-second trailer or something. So really, not much you can gauge from this one. But is there even a release date for this one? I have no idea. But either way, that was Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. Next up, we have a simulator here. So this one is called Railgrade. This is from Epic Games. So that's right, guys. It's the same guys, your Gears of War and Fortnite friends. Epic Games seem to be doing a train simulator. So, I mean, I have to admit, I'm trying to find the epic part about the game. But, I don't want to be disrespectful to any train sim fans. I mean, it looks like a standard train simulator. That's all I can really say. Honestly, I can't really add much else, to be honest. I don't know. Nams, did you see anything that I couldn't see? Sorry. One thing I did see, there was like an airship very briefly that appears at one point, which I think is dropping down resources or something. But yeah, apart from that, sorry. Anyway, I won't interrupt anymore. What are you saying?
No, I can see the appeal. Only because I used to play Thrillville, which was it was like a
roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah,
theme parks and stuff.
So I understand it's satisfying to like build, tracks that go up and around and sideways. It's just nice to kind of, because what this game does is like it gives you a realm of opportunity. Like if you build something one way and you want to add this. It's like, okay, how do I modify this to kind of fit? And it's just what it does. It just gives you that satisfaction, because I'm just drawing a lot of what I'm looking at. It just reminds me of Thrillville, and just building that perfect roller coaster that goes in between another roller coaster and up and underneath and everything like that. Yeah, it's really good. And another thing is like the trains really, they really do give me like a Gears of War sort of vibe.
That is true, I guess. Yeah. That is true, thinking about it.
But other than that, it's anybody who likes, you know, building stuff from scratch, and sort of like a Minecrafty sort of thing where you have that just open playing field and you can just explore until your heart's content. You know,
a lot of building involved. Yeah,
let your imagination run wild and just build crazy stuff. So yeah, there is definitely a market for games like this, and people will definitely enjoy this. Yeah.
Well, yeah, as they say, your imagination is the limit, except when you reach the end of the map, and I can't help you. I can't help you there. Anyway, so that was all we really have to say about Railgrade. Next up, we had RPG Time: The Legend of Wright, and again, very fitting name because it seems like everything's like a writing style. Everything's being scribbled down on the page. Kind of looks like a Dungeons and Dragons, or just like a Dungeons and Dragons style medieval time period. Again, I can't really tell too much from the trailer, but again, it just seems like a standard RPG. Actually, there is an interesting concept where you can erase. It looks like you can erase certain elements of the page and add things depending on what you want, and it might modify the path that you can take. So, seems quite interesting, the ideas. But again, I'm not really a huge RPG guy. I should make clear, guys. I think we already made clear in the beginning, but in case you weren't aware, we're not really huge. Me and Namze, we're not huge RPG guys. I've only played very few RPGs. I've played very few that aren't called Pokemon. And even then, I think the last Pokemon game I played was like 10 years ago. So, or the last Pokemon RPG game was 10 years. But Namze, how do you feel about RPG Time: The Legend of Wright?
It's giving me like Paper Mario vibes. It's a very unique art style, I guess.
Yeah.
In terms of like the gameplay, again, yes, RPGs.
Yeah.
Not really gonna be playing this anytime soon. But again, you know, it looks cool. Obviously there's a market for. There's always there's some sort of a demographic for, you know, people who like games like this. I guess the true nature in the game lies in the details, because there is a lot of stuff on the screen at once. Things that, you know, they might even reference other games, I don't know, but usually when you have games like this, they kind of do tuck in like Easter eggs or something.
Tons of Easter eggs, yeah, it definitely looks like it has the potentials to add in a lot of Easter eggs and different things.
Exactly.
But this one will be coming out on the 18th of August, I believe. So right. Yeah, keep a lookout for that if you guys are interested in RPG Time. Now, next up from RPG Time, this is a franchise that me and Namze are definitely a lot more familiar with, and this one is Sonic Frontiers. Actually, funnily enough, me and Takustar, we were filming our impressions on the Sonic Frontiers trailer. As I said, I think he's very busy at the moment. I haven't heard back from him in a while, so maybe we'll get that out. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But either way, this is another look at Sonic Frontiers, and this is a game that will be coming in winter of this year. So on this trailer, honestly, it looks miles better than the original release video. I don't know if Namze, Namze, did you get to see the original Sonic Frontiers, the release video?
I did not.
Yeah, well, you definitely didn't miss anything. That's all I can say. I think it's probably better. I wish I was in your position, because that initial impressions, I think the easiest way to sum it up in one word is trash. So it was basically just a guy. It was, well, actually, you know what? Funnily enough, I thought it was an IGN employee, but it was actually Sonic Team playing. But it was just a guy running around in the open field, and it didn't look all that good. It just didn't look that good. But this trailer, honestly, it's not, it's not the most amazing looking game, but it certainly looks like miles better than the previous trailer. But it pretty much just shows Sonic homing attacking some enemies. First up, it's open world, or sorry, as the producer likes to call it, an open zone game, which I don't really know how that differs too much from open world, but it's an open zone game, as he calls it, and you can run around a map freely, kind of similar to like Breath of the Wild, although the main difference being that you can go into different levels. And yeah, so you get to see him fighting a few enemies using his speed to take them out. There's like a special move where you can run around the enemy and it creates wind and so on. And one big thing that they announced on this trailer is something known as the cyberspace levels, which you can pretty much there's the open world, and then you can go into smaller levels, which are more like the traditional Sonic games, like traditional modern Sonic games, I guess, where you can like speed through a more linear stage. So yeah, that was just the Sonic Frontiers gameplay. As I said, I think it personally looks miles better than that first trailer. But Nams, how do you feel about this one being a fresh take, seeing this one for the first time?
I think everybody was, well, most people wanted a game like this where it was like open world or open zone, I guess. Open zone, and just running around and not being bogged down by the limitations of a standard stage. I think they wanted that freedom. They wanted
freedom, yeah.
They want the freedom. They like having a character as fast as Sonic and just being able to just run as fast as you can and not have to worry about it, running into an enemy, anything like that. But I was looking at I'm looking at the trailer right now. I'm just seeing, it has a lot of the old mechanics, the rail grinding and attacks, and I did see a counter in there. It was countering some spinning wheel thing on a bridge. Yeah. I'm just kind of curious as to when you go into like the cyberspace levels, is it just going to be like that linear thing where can't really venture too much, or how's it going to be? Because I thought it was to me, looking at it now, I feel that you can just go from, it gives the impression that you can just go from open zone to just linear, just like straight to the back. And then again, how big is the open zone? So is it going to be a big map? Is it going to be relatively small? Like how long is it going to take for you to get from the bottom of the map to the top? Is there going to be how fast can Sonic go? Because the speed that he's running at seems pretty average, to tell you the truth.
Are we going to be seeing boosts? Are we going to be seeing spin dash? We need the speed. We live for the speed.
The speed, and I'm assuming this is pretty early stuff. So I'm wondering, do you just play as Sonic only, or can you play as Knuckles and Tails and Shadow and Silver, Blaze? I don't know.
I'm glad that we've got a fresh perspective from you, because me and Taku Star, we were doing a video on it. So they did again. I think the thing to bring home from this trailer is just that it leaves us with a lot more questions, a lot of questions that need answering, I think, before the game comes out in winter. But off screen, the producer, I think his name's Takashi Iizuka, I think it was, he's like the head of Sonic team. He was saying that apparently there are more, like the grassy open world there, apparently there are more open zones you can explore, and the cyberspace levels, nothing's been confirmed, set in stone, but there were a few leaks saying that it was apparently you can, like they're linear stages, just like the other Sonic ones. So linear stages, more traditional gameplay. But again, as you said, we kind of don't know how long this is going to be or how big the maps are going to be. So leaves us with a lot of questions, but I guess it seems all right. Definitely room for improvement in that game. But that's Sonic Frontiers, which will be coming in winter of 2022. So after Sonic Frontiers, we had the game of the show. This is Disney Dreamlight Valley. Hey, let's go. No, I'm kidding. So this is pretty much, I believe, I think we've seen this in other directs before. But what you can do is you just create your own custom character, and then you can explore Disneyland. So it's pretty much going to Disneyland lockdown edition. You can't go out, you can't enjoy it out in the open. You got Disneyland right there in your home, right there on your Switch. But again, it just seems like Kingdom Hearts-esque. You'll just be traveling to the different Disneylands or the different Disney IPs. You can be cooking with Remy, or you can be drowning with the mermaid. You can be fishing. And pretty much taking out the mer people, unfortunately, with your selfish fishing. I don't know, but either way, it looks like you can explore the different Disney attractions. The only thing missing is Sora. I'm a little bit disappointed there, but anyway, that's Disney Dreamlight Valley. Nams, any thoughts on this one?
I was gonna say this. This just looks like the poor man's Kingdom Hearts. I swear.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Oh no.
I mean,
Oh no.
I mean, playing it's just it literally is just like a revamp of Kingdom Hearts, but just like they're I don't know.
Without the action element, without
Yeah.
no RPG, no fighting, no Keyblade warriors.
It looks kind of boring. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It looks kind of. I don't know. I think this is kind of a game that you would, if you're traveling somewhere, you kind of play. If you're on a train or bus
Very
or
true.
something.
Yeah. Like a quick distraction to use on your Switch in
Yeah.
handheld mode or something like that.
Yeah, because it kind of gives off what is it? What's the game that Isabella's from again? I forgot it.
Oh, Animal Crossing, like
Right,
relaxed.
Yeah, it's that sort of relaxed. You know, it looks like you can like build stuff and do various activities with various Disney characters. I
Yeah.
don't know if it looks like there's some sort of a story here, but if you want to have like a watered down Kingdom Hearts, play this. But
Yeah.
if you want the true Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts experience, play Kingdom Hearts.
You know where to find it, guys.
Yeah.
You know where to find it. And it's funny because I was just doing a stream yesterday on pretty much Sora at home, like the poor man's Sora. So I mean, you have the Marvel Cinematic Universe lining up these events with Thor and so on. You got me lining up the Disney Cinematic events here with Sora at home. You know, it was all planned, of course. Anyway, that was Disney Dreamlight Valley, and that comes out, or early access will be available on the 6th of September. So if you guys want to check that one out, then well, apply for that early access now. I guess it's every person for themselves. Anyway, so next up we had another RPG, and this was one that was covered in a previous direct as well, and this is Live Alive, which will be coming out on the 22nd of July, so only next month. So this was a game that was coming to the West for the very first time. I believe this was previously a Japanese only game. It's got like I guess Secrets of Mana. I mean, again, a game, an RPG I haven't tried out, but a very similar art style to that, the Secrets of Mana. Yeah, again, I can't really say too much else. I guess if you guys are interested, I'd say just refer to the previous podcast zone, the previous Nintendo Direct one, because we covered that quite a bit there. But what I can add is that they mentioned that the demo will be available later today. So that's on the 28th of June. You can access the demo. But yeah, again, I know a lot of people are hyped for this one, a lot of RPG fans. But once again, me and Nams, we're not huge RPG guys, so don't expect too much of a hype reaction from us. But yeah, Nams, how did you feel about this trailer? Did anything at all catch your attention here?
It's cool. I guess it has like the 8-bit sort of thing that I honestly thought it was going to be like a beat 'em up sort of game.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's just like you said, it's an RPG strategy.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
RPG.
It's very. To be honest with you, if I was to see, because the title card of it looks interesting. If I was to see this in the shop, I would buy it and then I'll play it and I'll be very disappointed. Because it's very deceiving to the eye. But again, yeah, if you're in, it seems to be a very hyped game, I guess. So if you do like this sort of RPG, sort of like ninjas and fighting magic and all that stuff, then yeah, this is the game. It's the game for you, I guess.
Yeah, and I actually went in the previous. As I said, me and Taku Star, we went into a lot more detail in the last podcast. But it's like I believe they travel through different time periods. So one moment you're playing as a ninja, next moment you're playing as a cowboy. So it's kind of all over the place RPG. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, it was coming out on the 22nd of July, I believe I mentioned. Now, next up, this game, I was actually very surprised this one made it out of the Japanese Direct. And this is Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. Now, this is insane. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one of the... I know this is huge, really huge in Japan for children, really huge. But I don't know if there's been any English versions of this game. Either way, I like what I see. Game of the Direct. Move over, Disney. This is the one. But no, jokes aside, it kind of just looks like this one looks very similar to Animal Crossing in my opinion. Like that, you've got a lot of fishing and harvesting and pretty much just again like relaxing Animal Crossing activities. Nams, how did you feel about this one?
I think I skipped past this one actually, but I did.
Oh no, poor Doraemon. Oh man,
Doraemon. It just sounds like Digimon or Pokemon. I don't know.
Oh no, it's kind of funny because I actually think this series predates both of them. It's been it's very big in Japan. I don't know how long it's been going. I might check that now, but it's a very big series in Japan. That's why I was kind of surprised that it got an English release, because as I said, it's usually just wow. Okay? I just looked up the date. You'll never guess when it was released.
Probably like 1950s.
Close. Well, 1970s. Still pretty old one, but 1970s. Wow. So that was the original run as a full story. It started off as like a children's comic type story. So
I see.
Yeah, but that's.
Like you said, it's very Animal Crossing-esque.
Yeah.
Sort of game. I think definitely one of those games to play in your downtime. If you're playing, action-heavy games, and you just want to play something when you're coming back from work. You just want to have a little downtime. I think this is definitely a game for you. It's very child-friendly as well. It seems. It seems the basic do activities, unlock items, get better equipment, build a farm, and all that stuff.
Put down your Master Chief, put down the Solid Snake, move over. It's time for some Doraemon.
Exactly.
But yeah, that game, I believe, was there a release date on that one? I wasn't sure if there's a exact date on that one, but that's I'm just still mesmerized by the fact. I'm still surprised by the fact that it's coming out in Europe. But anyway, that's a 2022 release. No exact dates so far, but that's Doraemon. So after that, we had some, I believe it was Minecraft. That was Minecraft Legends. So again, I believe this is like the story style version of Minecraft. I have to admit, I completely forgot about this Minecraft Legends. I mean, I think I've played 10 minutes of Minecraft beta in like 2014 or something like that, and I don't think I've gone back to it since. Oh, and of course we've all had to deal with the blocky menace in Smash Brothers quite often. So yeah, that's my extent of Minecraft knowledge. But no, I think it's just like a story mode version of Minecraft. It's definitely not much crafting. I see a little bit of mining, but not much crafting here. So as I said, it seems like a more action based one. Yeah, I think there is some scenes when you're building forts, but it doesn't seem as build heavy as the main Minecraft games. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But Nams, do you know much about Minecraft Legends? I honestly, I don't myself.
I remember, I don't know, because I remember watching the story mode. I don't know if it's this one, but it was sort of like Telltale style.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Where it was like pick an option and so on and so forth. That's the only story mode I've seen. In terms of like Minecraft, I think anything to do with Minecraft, you're gonna get some sort of fans interested. Because even me myself, I don't play Minecraft, but I do. Every so often, I do watch some Minecraft gameplay on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot. I'm not like it's a lot of fun. It's very interesting to know. There's a lot of it's a very intricate game.
Yeah, very true.
And if you know your stuff, you can really build some crazy things.
Yes.
In terms of the story mode, this game in particular, I think they've kind of obviously just focused more on the story. I think there's some new elements that they've added. Not so much crafting, but more so just kind of doing adventure. And so other than that, it just I guess if you're a Minecraft fan and you want to kind of get away from the crafting side of things and do a story mode, then I guess you can have a look at this and see where it takes you. It seems to be like a third person. From what I can tell, it seems to be like a third-person sort of base game.
Yeah, a third person, a lot more action. But, I agree with you on that. And that thing with going back to Minecraft, how complex that game is. I've seen people create like working calculators and day and night cycles and stuff. Like I don't know. Well, actually, I think that might be in the game already. But they're making very, very intricate things that mess with the game. So definitely endless possibilities of that game. But yeah, we've got Minecraft with not so endless possibilities. But hey, as you said, it looks like a good change of pace from the standard Minecraft. But that's Minecraft Legends by Mojang Studio, and that's coming out in 2023. So moving on from Minecraft, I believe we had, or Minecraft Legends, we had Dragon Quest Treasures. And as someone who's played about 5 minutes of Dragon Quest 11, that's my extent of my experience. But this one looks like a different style, like a more chibi style, like small characters, and seems like there's a ton of exploration in this game, much like with the normal Dragon Quest games. But it also appears that you can use the monsters to travel through the land. So you've got like the flying enemy and one like a tiger that you can ride on. So seems like I don't want to say watered down, so for fear of enraging some Dragon Quest fans, but it definitely doesn't look like as big of an experience as the main ones, like Dragon Quest 11. But it seems like another pretty solid Dragon Quest experience just by Dragon Quest standards from what I can see. But as I said, I'm no Dragon Quest expert over here. I just love using Kaboom in Smash Brothers. So, I mean, if there's Kaboom in this game, I'll be there. If there's a whack or thwack or any other style of robbery, I'll be there. But apart from that, I can't really comment too much about the Dragon Quest series. The trailer looks decent. It looks like, as I said, a nice spin-off from Dragon Quest, which I'm sure some fans might be excited for, because Dragon Quest has a pretty huge following, especially in Japan. But Nams, any thoughts on this trailer?
Not really, to be honest. I guess like you said, the only Dragon Quest experience I've had is from Hero in Smash.
Yeah.
It at the start of it gave me I don't know why, like Final Fantasy vibes.
Well, yeah, like, definitely. They're both like RPG style games, so it definitely makes sense.
Like the sort of playing as the one with Noctis. And the one with the remake, the one with Cloud.
Oh yeah.
Where you could kind of interchange between the free battle and like the the staggered battle and stuff like that.
Yeah, the turn-based and like more free roaming one.
Yeah, it gives me that vibe. And you have your team with you, and I guess you could tell them to do certain attacks and whatnot. I guess it seems like a good maybe introduction into the game, Dragon Quest. I guess if you don't want to jump right into the main game, you can play this one and see how it's like, and then I'm assuming the main game is like this, or I don't know.
I mean, it definitely looks like the standard Dragon Quest stuff, but as you said, it definitely, I mean, we're no Dragon Quest experts, right. But from what we can see in the trailer, it definitely does look like a watered down or like a side Dragon Quest spin-off. So yeah, as you said, Nams, I think it could potentially be a good introduction to the Dragon Quest series. Or we could just be completely wrong. Right. It's actually more expansive than the full game. So I don't know, but either way, that's the impression we're getting from the trailer. But that was Dragon Quest Treasures, and that one's coming out on the 9th of December 2022. So next up, we had like a showcase of little games, or a mixture or selection of different games here. So I'll probably just go through these in rapid fire. But we had, so it was Fire Emblem Warriors, No Man's Sky, A Plague Tale Requiem, Captain Velvet Meteor, and actually, I think those were all the ones in the quick preview. Let me just double check. But yeah, I think those were the rapid fire games. So Nams, I know I just kind of went through those ones very quickly. I personally don't really have much draw to any of these games. I mean, No Man's Sky, I had a little bit of a draw at one point, but then I read a little bit more extra information about the game, and apparently the Switch version isn't going to have an online mode, so you can't play with friends, no multiplayer at launch at least, so that one completely off my radar. But any of these games caught your attention?
Obviously, No Man's Sky was like a big talk in the town for how bad it was. I mean, I don't know what they've added to it since then, because I've never followed anything to do with it at all. So but just knowing, I just like know kind of the basic stuff of the game, and also Plague Tale Requiem. I tried to my experience with this game. I tried to watch the walkthrough.
Oh yeah.
Tried to watch like part 1, and it was very boring. So I mean, for my experience, it was just kind of, I have no idea. All I remember is that you just like have like a torch, and it's like just rats. and that was about it. So
yeah, I was about to say, I don't even think I've heard of this game before, but then as you mentioned the rats and stuff, my memory just, I got flashbacks to my last podcast, and I'm pretty sure we were talking about this in the last podcast, and I have to admit, no offense to the game, but that kind of sums up my experience of the game. It just wasn't really that memorable from what I saw. Nothing caught my attention. But again, it might be some people out there who really love this game. But us personally, it didn't really catch our attention. But yeah, that was the quick fire games that they just had quick preview of them. And I believe, did they have launch dates for them? Well, some of them had launch dates, but they did go through quite quickly. So like Captain Velvet, for example, that had the launch date on that was the 28th of July. I'm not really too sure the launch date of all of these ones, but yeah, that's the little game showcase. So I'm sure that you guys can check out some more information on them if you're really into those games. But in general, it was mostly just small releases there, apart from Fire Emblem, I guess. Anyway, this is another game that I was very surprised. It was announced in the previous Direct, but this one is Portal, the Companion Collection. And again, funnily enough, me and Takustar, we spoke a lot about this game last time, about how we were surprised because I think it's been at least 10 years since a Valve game launched on a Nintendo console, so that's pretty big. But yeah, this is the Portal Companion Collection, which includes both Portal 1 and 2. I absolutely loved the first Portal. I really enjoyed that, so I'd definitely be interested in checking this one out. To be honest, I haven't actually played Portal 2 yet, because I'm being the cheap guy that I am. I was waiting for it to come out on Games with Gold, and then when it did come out on Games with Gold, I wasn't at home to download it. So I've gone back into waiting mode once again, and about 5 years later, still no luck. So maybe I think I'll just have to bite the bullet and end up downloading this one. But yeah, Namze, what are your thoughts on Portal and Portal 2, or this just the Portal collection, companion collection here?
I mean, yeah, Portal itself is a very, very successful, very good game. I have seen walkthroughs of both games completed. Watching the walkthroughs of both games is very, very good. What I like about them is it's not just a simple puzzle game. Like there's an actual story there, and what I like about the Portal universe is that there's a lot of spin-off games that are based around like the lore of like Aperture Science and so on. I think this even ties into Half-Life a little bit as well.
Yeah, a few Half-Life references splattered in there, a few Easter eggs and stuff scattered about.
I think that's what I genuinely like about it. I know it's obviously puzzle heavy game, but I think because it has like a decent story behind it, and you're not just doing puzzle after puzzle with like no progress. There is actually some sort of progress and story progression as well, and even like a final boss, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's a good addition, and it's a very good pickup if you like puzzle games, really.
Yeah. And as you said, with like all the references and stuff, I know they had I believe it was Aperture Science Job Simulator or something that came out the other day for Steam, and and it even had I believe it had minor references to Morgan Freeman. Well, I nearly said Morgan Freeman. Gordon Freeman. Okay, guys, Morgan Freeman does not appear in any of these Portal games, so don't hold me to that. But Gordon Freeman, the protagonist of the Half-Life games, I think there are even nods and references to him. So yeah, that's the companion collection coming soon, I believe. I don't think it's out. Actually, no, they said that it will be available later today. So later, which is the 28th of June. I have to keep remembering that. This is probably post-commentary, so people are going to be watching this in the future. So yeah, by the time you're watching this, it's definitely out. But yeah, it will be available later today on the 28th of June. So yeah, that's Portal Companion Connection. You guys can pick it up if you're interested. So after that, we had another game which this one I'd never heard of before, and this one is called Harvestella. So this is a Square Enix game. I mean, Square Enix are the standard RPG guys. So as you can see from the trailer, or from what I can get from the trailer, it's got RPG elements, but it's also like a farming simulator in one. A lot of fast-paced action. From what I can see of the battles. Yeah, you can summon magic, you can fight enemies. Pretty much looks like all your standard RPG tropes. For me personally, it looks like a solid game, but it wasn't anything that I thought, oh wow, I must have this game. Like nothing really stood out to me that much from other RPGs. But Nams, did you feel any different to me on this trailer?
Not really. I think it's just the standard. Well, I don't want to make any Harvestella fans angry, but the
Harvestella diehards.
Exactly. It's just from an outside perspective, it's just another RPG sort of game. The standard. You go out, you fight enemies, and I guess the harvesting side of it might be like, if you harvest certain things, certain foods or recipes might give you health or I guess magic, or maybe mana, whatever they call it in this game. Certain upgrades and so on and so forth. It just seems kind of basic,
little generic at the moment, in my opinion as well. I agree. But as I said, we're not huge RPG guys, but if they released a bit more information that showed off more what this game has to offer, maybe that would draw my attention. But as of now, it's not really doesn't capture my attention too much. But anyway, Harvestella's coming out on the Switch on the 4th of November 2022, so again, winter of this year. You don't have to wait too much longer, I guess. Now finally, we're coming to the end, and this is the biggest announcement so far. And this one is Nintendo ending on a high note, and this is the release of Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal alongside Persona 4 and Persona 3 Portable, I believe it's called. And all of these ones will be released on the Nintendo Switch starting on the 21st of October. But it's kind of crazy just because Persona actually released on Xbox, or is planning to come to Xbox sooner than the Switch, so that's kind of crazy. And all these years ago, this is before Joker was being added to Smash Brothers, there were rumors of Persona 5 coming to the Switch, but it just never happened until today. So I guess that is pretty much the biggest announcement so far. I don't know if there's been any leaks, but I personally didn't hear about any leaks. So for me, that was a pretty big announcement. But once again, this is an RPG that I don't know too much about. All I know is that Joker is a complete menace in Smash Brothers, probably the best character in the game. So seeing anything Joker related, sometimes it triggers a bit of PTSD, and I look away from the trailer for a bit. But I was able to look at the trailer for long enough, and honestly, it does seem like a solid game. I know that Persona is one of those games that they put a ton of effort in. And I definitely, if there's any RPG that I'm going to try, it would definitely be Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. But Nams, any thoughts on your own about this trailer?
I didn't really know too much about I don't really know anything about Persona.
That makes two of us.
Exactly, other than when Joker joined Smash Brothers. Again, I was pretty complacent watching the trailer, and then I saw Arsene, and it's too much.
Way too much to handle.
But I remember, I don't know if Persona was a fighting game at one point.
There was a Persona Arena game, Persona 4 Arena, I think it was called. So that was a fighting game, and they're actually releasing, or I believe they might have released already, it's called Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which was like a remake of the previous one. So I think the previous one was like PS3 generation, whereas this one is on like PS5 and Xbox Series X and so on. But there have been two fighting games.
So again, not too much knowledge on Persona in general, but if it's an RPG, I'm probably not going to touch it at all. But again, there are a lot of die-hard Persona fans out there, so it is a very successful game franchise. I think I would personally enjoy the fighting game more than the RPG style of it. Because the fighting game just looks a lot more interesting. Again,
that makes two of us.
It looks a lot more interesting, looks more fun, in my opinion. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to end off a pretty, I would say, middle of the park Nintendo Direct. Nothing too extravagant, but certain things a bit boring, but I think this was kind of like the best way to end it, I guess.
I agree as well. That was definitely the biggest game announcement of the Direct. But actually, before I end off, I just want to say, Persona fans, before Persona 4 Ultimax was released on PS4, and Nintendo Switch. So before you guys get your PS5 pre-orders lined up, yeah, it's PS4 by the way. So I just don't want to be called out on that one. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you, Namze, as well. That was a pretty good end to the Direct. So, hey guys, this is OutlawClient here, reporting from the future. Now, before I ended the podcast, I just wanted to quickly talk about the Japanese Nintendo Direct Mini exclusive games that appeared, because surprisingly there were quite a few exclusive games in the Japanese one that didn't appear in the English version. So as the saying goes here, no game gets left behind. Anyway, for my brief overview, I'll just start things off with Suri Spirits. This was a fishing game, or a game which had a very Animal Crossing-esque style with chibi characters, but mostly with mini games based around fishing, so aquatic games galore here. Next up was Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series, which is the game that will be releasing in early July. After that, we had Ultra Kaiju Monster Farm, which is a game which is based around a giant monster simulator or farming type simulation. Also, card scanning capabilities as well, so there'll be some external features for that game. And I should mention as well, since the podcast, or only a few days ago since I've recorded this, they've announced that it will be coming to the West as well. So yay for Ultra Kaiju Monster Farm fans. Next up, there was Super Navage World, which I can't for the life of me find a picture of it, but it's basically just mini games as well, where you play games such as Shogi, and there's an even crazier one where it has pictures of humans' faces on subways, in the subway, and it's just, yeah, only in Japan. Next up was Digimon Survive, which is the latest entry in the Digimon series, or latest game entry. After that, there was Idol Manager, which I believe you'll just be managing your teen idol sensations to stardom. I don't know, guys. I don't actually know this. This is just my best guess. Next up, there was SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which is another game that's been featured quite a lot in previous directs. And again, giant mech battles. What more needs to be said? Disco Elysium, the final cut, was also teased, which is again just like the definitive edition of Disco Elysium. Never played it personally myself, but I've heard nothing but great things about that game. And finally, there was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, which I believe is the R version, which is the newer version, which will be coming out later this year in September. And yeah, pretty much a revamped game with a few new extra characters. And yeah, that about sums up all of the Japanese Nintendo Direct mini exclusive games. So yeah, back to the main podcast. So anyway, we're coming to the end of the Direct. Namze, if you had to rate this one, say a rating out of 10, how do you feel? How would this one line up on your quality, your scale, Nam's official scale of quality?
Oh man, yeah, I'm not a really big Nintendo guy. I never really owned a Game Boy or anything like that. I was just mostly PlayStation and Xbox.
I mean, to be honest, you have a Switch now, so you're one of us.
It's true. I've converted over now. So if I was to give it a rating out of 10, like 10 being like the best and 1 being the worst, I think I would say, assuming I don't play like 90% of these games anyway, I would give it like maybe like a 5. I'll give it a 5. It's I think if it was to bring in something hype for someone like me who's outside of these games, don't really know too much about these games, it would have got a higher rating. But because I'm trying to be as fair as possible, I think 5 is decent. Like I said before, there was nothing crazy, and a lot of it was just RPG based. So if you're an RPG fan, you probably rate it a lot higher.
RPG fans heaven.
RPG, exactly. If you're not really an RPG fan, this Direct is not really gonna excite you. And plus, it is a mini Direct, so there's only so much that they can show you. I guess the saving grace, was the Sonic game.
Oh yeah, Frontiers.
Yeah. But even that, it's not really gonna pique my interest too much. But yeah, a solid 5 out of 10. Middle of the park. Not boring, but not amazing either. Just it's just okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with you. Exactly. I was going to say 5 out of 10. Maybe a 6 if I'm pushing it. Maybe. Persona was pretty big at the end. But once again, I agree with you. Most of these games I definitely don't play. But, just from an unbiased perspective, I mean, those trains, the Railgrade trains were pretty epic. So, I mean, maybe that bumped up the score a little bit as well. Maybe 6.5 if I'm really, really pushing it. But, no, in general, I agree with you. Around the 5. nothing too crazy, but some solid releases like Sonic Frontiers and Persona, and BomberMan R 2 as well, something I wasn't expecting to see. But anyway, that about wraps things up, guys. So Namze, I want to thank Namze once again for joining me in this podcast. Namze, now where can everyone find you?
Oh, you can find me on twitch.tv/NamzeHD. I am in the process of creating a YouTube channel as well under the same name, NamzeHD or NamzeHD. So you can find me on there. You can also find my Instagram and Twitter on both. So twitch.tv/NamzeHD. I do stream Mario Kart 8 as well as Super Smash Brothers as well. So if you feel like joining me, then feel free to do that and give me a cheeky little follow.
I definitely recommend you guys checking Namze out. I even from time to time I even drop in his streams. So he does a lot of Smash Brothers like team-based games as opposed to my single-player 1v1s. Fox only, Final Destination, items off. So I definitely recommend watching Namze's stuff as well. As I said, you might even see me in his arena from time to time. So but anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. I'm glad. If you guys have made it this far, thank you very much. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe, and of course turn that bell on as well, because YouTube likes to be YouTube sometimes and never notify you when I go live. So I think the bell is your best bet. But for some epic rail trains and more, feel free to tune into OutlawClient once again. But for now, peace out, everyone.